There we go. Welcome to everything or all sport. This is your sport channel where you get all news, all happenings, all insights, everything sport. We've decided to make an English channel for this or English video for this channel as well, as there is obviously a lot of people who do not speak Afrikaans, so we would like to also reach those people and get them to join in as well. What we're doing is on Wednesdays we focus mainly on one specific sport or event or sports person, and that is then what we talk about in this video. Starting today's video will be all about Formula One, as we've got the Formula One in Miami this coming weekend. A fantastic event, always have been, and it's always a nice race week, as there's a lot of things happening off the track as well as obviously on the track. The Miami Grand Prix has over the years been very, very popular with amongst the celebrities as well. You will always see some very famous celebrities walking the paddock or the racetrack itself. Over the years, we've had David Beckham, we've had Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Zinedine Zidane, just to name a few. There's always been a lot of interest in this event. Obviously, with Miami being such a popular race amongst your fans and celebrities, there's also a lot that happens during the week leading up to the race itself. There's been quite a few light moments amongst the drivers. Valtteri Bottas had a barbecue somewhere, God knows where. You can't really see in the picture where it is, and he also didn't say. We don't call it a barbecue in South Africa, we call it a braai. But that, as you can see in the picture, is a barbecue because it's done on a gas braai and not on a braai like we do, where we use wood and firelighters. So that's the biggest difference. But he obviously enjoyed himself. Valtteri is quite a character, as we all know. Then some of the guys, Carlos, Alex, Lando, George, they all played a bit of paddle. This is something that's actually quite popular amongst the drivers. They all like to play paddle. Obviously, it's fitness, but it also creates that little bit more of a rivalry competition between the drivers. I know Max is also a big fan of paddle. You'll always see a lot of posts of him where he's busy playing paddle. And his usual partner is Lando. But this time, as I said, it was Carlos, Alex, Lando, and George. And then leading up to this weekend, Lando was at the McLaren headquarters. He posted a video while he was there.
A few more days here in McLaren, making sure we're prepped for the weekend. Big weekend ahead. Sprint race. It's nice and cool here, but it's a lot warmer in Miami. So heading out, flight later today. See you there.
The guys obviously spending a lot of time at their base as well, where they do a lot of tests and strat meetings, all of those things that they do as well, which is all part of being a Formula One driver. Then what is very interesting is, as we know, Max has got his own private jet. He uses his own private jet to fly to all the different races. He actually upgraded his last one just now at the beginning of the year. He upgraded. He got a bigger, faster one. And as can be seen in this picture, Lando, Nico, and Max shared a private jet on their way to Miami. Not sure if this is Max's private jet, but they obviously shared one. They could have rented it together. Some interesting facts is that leading up to this race, the last three races in Miami have been won by two drivers, being Max and Lando. Max taking two of those, and Lando won. It was actually Lando's first Formula One race win was at Miami, so a good place for him. And they also had an interview with Lando this week where he actually mentioned that Red Bull are just as fast as they are and catching up to them. So that is actually quite an interesting point because, as we all know, everyone expected or saw that Red Bull has declined quite a bit from previous years. They have been quite dominant over the last couple of years, but recently this year they haven't been so dominant. It's been a lot more close between the different teams, and that's obviously opened up the door for guys like Lando and Oscar Piastri, who's had a fantastic year so far. He's won quite a few of the five races, and um, well, not quite a few. Sorry, he's been consistent in the races where he finishes on the podium most of the time, and that's obviously put him on top. And that's why he's the driver to beat at the moment. But Max, obviously being Max, is always there. He's very competitive, even with a car that is not as competitive. But as Lando mentioned now in this interview, that they are catching up to McLaren. They're just as fast as McLaren, according to him. So it looks like things are turning for Red Bull and that it's looking up that side. With Lando, on a personal note, with him focusing this year on becoming champion, missing out last year by so little, he obviously made some personal changes as well. One being that he's cut out alcohol completely this year to just make him more sharp, focused, fit, all of those things. So it's a good thing on his side. Not that it's working so well for him at the moment, because he is, between him and Oscar, he's the one struggling the most in that team, finding consistency and doing well with each race. Oscar is just very consistent. He's doing very well at the moment. So I think it's a good competition between the two. A lot of people are actually saying that uh, Oscar is probably the number one there at the moment in that team, which I tend to agree with. Then if we look at the teams and comparisons after 5 rounds, if we compare where they're sitting at after 5 rounds this year compared to where they were after 5 rounds last year, it's quite interesting because with the whole hype and excitement around Hamilton moving from Mercedes to Ferrari, everyone expected him to do extremely well joining Ferrari, which has not been the case. He's actually been struggling a lot at Ferrari, saying that he's trying to get used to the car and obviously finding his feet and everything and how they work. But it's concerning because you would expect a world champion driver like Hamilton being able to adapt quicker and do well. Now, if you look at the guy he's replaced, Carlos Sainz, he's actually doing fantastic. He moved from a Ferrari car to a Williams car, and he's doing well. So it's quite interesting to have a look at that. And if we now look at that comparison, Ferrari last year after 5 rounds, when Sainz and Leclerc were still teammates, they were sitting on 151 points after 5 rounds. This year, with Leclerc and Hamilton now being teammates, they're only sitting on 78 points, half of where they were last year. Now that's concerning, especially for Ferrari. for Sainz, it's obviously a good thing because it shows the type of driver that he is and what they have lost, Ferrari. Williams, on the other hand, have obviously benefited from that. They got Sainz in to drive with them. And if you look at their comparison, last year after 5 rounds, they were sitting on 0 points. This year after 5 rounds, they're sitting on 25 points. Now, that just shows you the difference between those two teams, gaining and losing a driver. Clearly, the winner between those two is Williams because they are doing a lot better than what they did last year. If we then look at Mercedes, the team that Lewis left to join Ferrari, last year, after 5 rounds, they were sitting on 52 points when Hamilton and Russell was teammates. This year, after 5 rounds, they're sitting on 111 points, and that is obviously between Kimi and George. Again, half of, they're doing double what they did last year in points with Hamilton leaving. So my question is, where's the problem? Is the problem really with the team, or is the problem with the driver? A lot to think about, right? So let us then move on to the big question: who will win in Miami this year? And I think there's obviously 3 main candidates, being Piastri, Lando Norris, and then obviously Max. But we must also not write off George Russell. He's been doing very well this year so far as well. And then Hamilton and Leclerc, those guys will also always be in the mix. So I think it's definitely going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be a good race to watch, just with all the antics and excitement and events around the race itself as well. So connecting and linking into that, I think we need a good laugh leading up to this weekend, as well as everything is obviously always serious with these races. And that's why I thought it would be nice if we watch a video again, that same character, Bottas, going to explain to us how the DRS works.
Hi everyone, it's Professor Bottas here, and this weekend I'll be explaining to you how DRS, the drag reduction system, works.
What you know about me?
To use DRS during the race, you need to be within 1 second in the dedicated DRS zones. And when it opens, it looks like this. And now I'll be doing a live demonstration on how DRS actually works. Getting closer. Open it up. And that was me again, Professor Bottas. Now you know how DRS works. You're welcome.
Lastly, I would like to just end this video by saying thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you for joining us, and yeah, it's been very nice. I hope this English video attracts our English viewers, and that you would subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us so that you can stay up to date with all the new videos and news and insights that we bring. Please, I would like to invite all of you again. Please send us your photos, videos, news, whatever you have, via email or comments, and let us talk about that on these videos as well. We would love to hear from you. So just to sign off our video today, we've got another funny video for you. It's a cartoon that we have to show. It's a short video. Enjoy it. We'll see you soon, and then we'll talk on this channel again, because here we talk all sports.
Guys, let's annoy George.
Yes! Nicely done, George. Nicely done. What? You did the same time as me?
Yes, nicely done, Max. Nicely done.
Stop doing the same thing.
You stop doing the same thing.
Blimey, it's the rain.
Crikey, it's just sweat in my helmet.
I was just gonna say that. Why are you doing the same thing as me?
Mate, you're doing the same thing as me.
There's only one way.
No, I'm not doing that.
Nicely done, George. Nicely done.